If you are a Pisces rising, I know exactly how much you have been quietly tolerating just to keep the peace. In 2026, you finally stopped negotiating against your own worth. This is a value realignment year. Let's talk about why. This is the 2026 full year forecast for Pisces rising. In Astro Fusion Lab, we read from the rising sign perspective because it shows how astrology lands in real life through relationships, work, money decisions, and the internal response to all of it. And make sure you stick around until the end. I'm going to share a specific timing technique that will tell you exactly which part of this forecast matters most for your specific age. This is a collective forecast. Also, exact times can vary a bit by location and time zone, so use the dates as anchors. For Pisces rising, 2026 is a value and identity year, a year where your relationship with money, self-worth, and stability gets rewritten from the inside out. And I don't just mean make more money. I mean you realize that your financial choices are emotional choices too. What you accept, what you avoid, what you overspend on, what you undercharge for, it all points back to self-worth. So, 2026 pushes you to simplify, clarify, and build security in a way that feels grounded, not anxious. The theme is, choose what supports you and let everything else fall away. As a Pisces rising, your traditional chart ruler is Jupiter. So Jupiter sets the tone for how you move through 2026, your growth, your opportunities, and the way your life expands when you're aligned with what's meaningful. And modernly, Pisces carries a Neptune undertone, not as the traditional ruler, but as the psychological layer. Sensitivity, intuition, imagination, and the need for spiritual truth. So, this year is about combining both. Jupiter asks for growth with wisdom. Neptune asks for growth with soul. And 2026 is big for Pisces rising because Neptune changes signs, and that's a once-in-a-generation kind of shift. A key timing anchor is January 26th, when Neptune enters Aries at the very first degree. Then, on February 20th, Neptune meets Saturn, starting a brand new cycle. So for Pisces rising, your ruler story this year is about moving from fog to clarity. It's about trusting your intuition, but also building a life that can actually hold it. If you use Jupiter and Neptune well in 2026, the theme is simple. Protect your sensitivity and treat your dreams like something you're willing to build. The headline transit for Pisces rising in 2026 is Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries and activating your second house, money, income, possessions, and self-worth. Here are the key timing anchors. Neptune enters Aries on January 26th at the very first degree. Saturn enters Aries on February 13th. And then they meet. Saturn conjunct Neptune on February 20th. For Pisces rising, this is major because the second house isn't just finances. It's stability. It's what you rely on. It's the choices you make when you're trying to feel safe. Neptune in the second can dissolve old value systems. It can make money feel slippery if boundaries aren't clear. It can also awaken a deeper sense of purpose, like you can't keep earning money in ways that feel misaligned with your spirit. Saturn in the second demands structure. It asks for clean budgeting, clear priorities, and a stronger relationship with your own worth. And a dignity note that matters. Saturn is in fall in Aries, so the Saturn part can feel uncomfortable at first. Aries wants immediate results. Saturn wants patience. But this transit rewards consistency. It's the kind of signature that can help you build real financial resilience over time, if you're willing to be practical. So early 2026 can feel like a financial and self-worth reset. You may take money more seriously, set firmer boundaries, or finally stop underestimating what your time and energy are worth. If you've been asking, how do I create stability that actually lasts? Late January through February is one of your clearest initiation windows. On April 25th, Uranus leaves Taurus and enters Gemini. For Pisces rising, that activates your fourth house: home, family, roots, living situation, and your emotional base. Uranus in the fourth can bring sudden changes around where you live, who you live with, or what home even means to you. Sometimes it's a move. Sometimes it's renovations. Sometimes it's changes in family dynamics that force you to adapt quickly. But on a deeper level, it's a freedom transit. It asks you to stop building your life around old family scripts. It asks you to make home a place that supports who you are now, not who you used to be. A specific warning for your home. There is a domestic wildcard date to watch, July 4th. Mars meets Uranus in your fourth house of home and family. This is volatile energy under your roof. It can look like a sudden repair issue, a snap decision to move, or a heated moment with family. Keep your home sanctuary calm that week. You will need the grounding. So, for Pisces rising, this can be a year where your foundation gets upgraded. It might be disruptive in moments, but the point is liberation. Now let's talk eclipses, because this is where the year tends to course correct you. First, the Aquarius and Leo eclipses. The solar eclipse in Aquarius happens on February 17th at 29 degrees, and the solar eclipse in Leo happens on August 12th at 20 degrees. For Pisces rising, Aquarius is your 12th house. Rest, retreat, closure, solitude, hidden stress, and the parts of life that happen behind the scenes. Leo is your 6th house. Work, obligations, health maintenance, and daily routines. So this axis is rest and labor. It's about what drains you and what restores you. These eclipses can bring turning points in your routines, your health, your workload, and your relationship with burnout. The big question is, what are you doing every day that your body can't sustain? Second, the Virgo and Pisces eclipses. The lunar eclipse in Virgo happens on March 3rd at 13 degrees, and the lunar eclipse in Pisces happens on August 28th at 5 degrees. For Pisces rising, Virgo is your 7th house: partners, committed relationships, clients, and contracts. Pisces is your 1st house, the helm, identity, vitality, and the way you steer your life. So the second axis is self and relationship. This can bring turning points in partnership dynamics, new commitments, endings, renegotiations, or a shift in how you show up. The core is always the same. Your relationships have to support your growth, not diminish your identity. On August 18th, 2026, the lunar nodes change signs. The North Node leaves Pisces and enters Aquarius, and the South Node leaves Virgo and enters Leo. For Pisces rising, that lands across your 12th and 6th houses, so it reinforces the rest and routine storyline for the rest of the year. With the North Node in Aquarius in your 12th house, growth pulls you toward rest, retreat, and spiritual recalibration. This is about making room for silence, recovery, and inner clarity. It's also about learning what needs to end so you can begin again cleanly. And with the South Node in Leo in your 6th house, there's a release around overwork, over-responsibility, and proving yourself through labor. It's not saying you can't work hard. It's saying you don't have to sacrifice your health to feel worthy. So, after mid-August, the message becomes simpler. Protect your energy, simplify your routines, and let rest be part of your strategy. Pluto continues moving through Aquarius, and for Pisces rising, that's your 12th house: hidden stress, isolation, self-undoing patterns, and the things that live below the surface. And this is also where Saturn has its joy, which matters. Saturn rejoices in the 12th because it has patience there. It can endure solitude. It can build resilience through quiet discipline. So even though the 12th house can sound heavy, it's also a place where deep inner strength gets forged. Pluto in the 12th is a long transit, so it's not a one-year story. But in 2026, you can feel what it's doing. It's excavating your unconscious patterns. This can be a year where old fears, old grief, old coping mechanisms, and old emotional habits come up, not to punish you, but to be released. So, for Pisces rising, the gift of Pluto in the 12th is this. You get to stop being haunted by what you never named. You can turn the hidden into the healed. Jupiter is a supporting co-star in 2026, and for Pisces rising, it brings growth through joy first and then through consistency. A key timing anchor is June 30th, when Jupiter enters Leo. For the first half of the year, Jupiter is moving through Cancer, which is your 5th house, romance, pleasure, creativity, and the part of life that restores your spirit. So this can be a supportive season for love, creative projects, visibility through self-expression, and simply feeling more alive. It's also helpful for the "when will I meet someone" question, not as a guarantee, but as a season where your heart is more open. Then, on June 30th, Jupiter enters Leo and moves into your 6th house, work, obligations, health maintenance, and routines. This is where growth becomes practical. Jupiter can expand workload, but it can also expand solutions, better systems, better habits, and improvements in health if you stay consistent. However, watch for mid-July. Around July 20th, Jupiter in your work sector opposes Pluto in your sector of rest, 12th house. This is a peak body versus spirit moment. You might feel a massive urge to overwork or fix everything, but your energy levels may demand a hard stop. Listen to the fatigue. It's protecting you. So the pattern is simple. First, you reconnect to joy, and then you build routines that protect it. Late in the year, Venus goes retrograde, and for Pisces rising, this becomes a review of beliefs, direction, and deeper relationship agreements. Venus stations retrograde on October 3rd at 8 degrees Scorpio, and then Venus stations direct on November 13th at 23 degrees Libra. For Pisces rising, this retrograde storyline moves across your 9th and 8th houses. Scorpio is your 9th house, beliefs, education, travel, publishing, and meaning. Libra is your 8th house, shared money, debts, intimacy, trust, and the contracts you have with other people, spoken or unspoken. A dignity note that matters. Venus in Scorpio is traditionally in detriment, so the retrograde phase can bring intensity around values and truth. You may question what you believe, what you've been investing in, or what kind of future you want. Then, when Venus turns direct in Libra, where Venus is in domicile, the focus shifts toward balance in deeper agreements. This can be a strong time for renegotiating shared finances, clarifying trust dynamics, or bringing more fairness into an intimate relationship. So, for Pisces rising, Venus retrograde is asking, does your vision match your values? And do your relationships and financial agreements support the life you're trying to live? Before we close, I want to add one timing technique from traditional astrology that makes the year feel much more personal: annual profections. Each year of life activates a house. That house becomes the main topic of the year, and its ruler becomes your Time Lord, the planet that helps tell the story of how the year unfolds. Profections are counted from your birthday to your next birthday. For Pisces rising, here's the profection map. Find your age. How to use this. If your profection house lines up with the loud themes in the forecast, especially the 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 12th, those topics tend to feel more personal, and timing tends to show up more clearly. To pull it all together, 2026 is a year where money, home, and energetic health all evolve at the same time. Late January through February sets the tone as Saturn and Neptune enter Aries and activate your second house, reshaping income, self-worth, and the kind of stability you're building. Late April brings Uranus into your fourth, updating home and family dynamics and pushing you toward a freer foundation. The Eclipses and Nodal Shift emphasize the 12th and 6th houses, rest and routines, asking you to protect your energy and stop proving yourself through overwork. Pluto continues deep transformation in your 12th house, clearing unconscious patterns and strengthening your inner resilience. Jupiter supports joy, romance, and creativity early in the year, and then helps you make life sustainable through work and health systems after June 30th. And Venus retrograde in the fall reviews beliefs and deeper agreements, helping you align your vision with your values and your relationships. If you keep it simple, build financial clarity, create a home base that supports you, and treat rest like part of your strategy. This has been your 2026 full-year forecast for Pisces Rising from Astro Fusion Lab, where ancient astrology meets modern psychological insight. Each month, we'll come back to these themes and track how they unfold in real time.